team. I want to take some time and talk to you about what I took away from convention. We just got back and we're getting back in the swing of things, and I'm just sitting back and thinking about how much I really grew as a person from this convention. We go to these conventions or these business functions, events, and we think that we're going to walk away with a better sense of the company or a better sense of the business aspect of how to run this company, possibly the products. You go thinking that you're going to learn about how to run your business. But in this sense, or in this situation, I actually really learned more about myself than I did anything else. And I learned really a lot about the integrity of our company and our executives. This company is out to better their ambassadors. They're out there to better you as an individual or as a human, not necessarily as an employee, and to make their company better. They want you to be the best you can be. I went thinking that I was going to have all these meetings and hearing about, how to present our information and really what was going to benefit the company, but that was not the case at all. Our guest speakers were motivational speakers. They were inspirational speakers. We had a lady talk to us about credit, talk about our credit score and how credit cards can affect us. That had nothing to do with the company. They paid these speakers to come out and talk to us. That's not going to benefit the company for us to have better credit scores. What's that have to do with? So for me, it was learning a lot about myself, how I present myself, how I think about myself. There was a story that a Diamond ambassador told, because Leaders Retreat was not known by any ambassador prior to convention. But when the Diamonds had like a little panel that they got together with the executives to talk about convention, and to get things prepared for convention, and it was brought up, okay, I want you to tell me where convention is. I'm not going to tell you the Diamond, I'm not going to tell you the executive, but it was in this big group, and everybody was there. And she was like, okay, if I say it, you say yes or no. So she named off, New York. She named off, I don't know, a beach on the East Coast. She named off Washington, D.C. Every single one he said no to. Well, at the end of the day, he called her in just her in his office, and said, hey, I really need to tell you something. He said, I lied to you. And he let her know that it was actually in Washington, D.C., but that in his heart, he could not walk away and go to bed knowing that he had lied to an ambassador. That just, to me, shows the integrity of this company, the integrity of our executives. They don't want to lie to us. They are Christian-based. They are hardcore on prayer. Sorry, I'm getting attacked by a wasp. But they are just truly out to make us a better person. And they themselves are amazing human beings. Multiple Bible verses were brought up. They took time out of their convention to recognize D-Day, to recognize the military that were in our audience. Just knowing that this is not about the business for them. This convention was not about the company's growth. It was literally about the people in this company and just getting us to recognize our full potential and that we are worth this. We are worth that Diamond ambassador. We are worth that double diamond ambassador rank. We can do this, and we are just like any other person in this company. They did have a couple times that Diamonds got up and talked, and just hearing their stories and hearing their struggles and their doubts that they have within themselves, and being able to connect with them and knowing that they are just like us. They have the human faults that we have as well, and that they doubted themselves as well. So to know that you can see yourself in somebody that's already at that rank and know that you are going to get there. You will do it, and you are capable of it, and you are worth it. We had a guest speaker talk about the way we see ourselves. We had some break-off sessions, and I was in the middle session, and Troy Dooley talked to us, and it was amazing to me because his slideshow was for some reason not working, so he ended up having to go off his notes. So he had his little pocket notes, and he's reading off of them, and it's a little notebook. And at one point, towards the end of his time, he said, okay, look, I had 18 pages of notes that I needed to go over, or it may have been 18 slides, and he was on number 4. He got so wrapped up in what God was allowing him to talk about that he totally forgot what he was supposed to be saying. He did not talk about over half of the stuff that he had planned, but he allowed God to take control. And hearing from everybody that was there, we all needed that. It was definitely a God thing. It was all about the way we see ourselves. You know, he was talking about our guts, like, you know, women walk around saying, oh my God, look at this gut and this baby weight and things like that. And not to see that as a negative thing, to see that as a life change for you. You had babies, yes, your body did change, but look at that miracle that you have now. So to hear that from a guest speaker of that's here to talk to us, that I'm taking as he's here to train us about our company, but yet he allowed God to take over and to just really feed in what we all needed to hear at that time, which was the way we see ourselves and the way we think about ourselves, and to not be consumed in that. So I took away a lot with that. I took away about the way the way I think about myself, to stop doubting myself and to stop thinking that everyone else is better than I am, or, you know, well, she made it to the top because she looks this way and I don't look that way, or, you know, I can't do all these videos on Facebook like she does, and, you know, the trainings are hard for me, things like that. So that was a huge takeaway for me. We had another one that spoke, and she talked about thinking of ourselves as a CEO. That's something that I don't do. I don't see myself as a businesswoman. I don't see myself as someone who, I guess you could say, financially benefits my family, or, you know, anything like that. I just see this as a great opportunity, and I don't allow myself to realize that I am capable of making great money. I am capable of being financially free. So for her to talk to us about the way we think of ourselves each morning, the way we step out of the house, and not really, like for me, I take my boys to school and then I come back and lounge in my pajamas while I'm doing my work, or in my yoga clothes, or whatever's that I'm wearing that day. I don't necessarily make myself get all prettied up for myself. I'm sitting at home in front of the computer. Who else do I need to look pretty for? But it really does affect the way we think about ourselves and the way we go about our day. So if I can spend that extra 30 minutes in the morning preparing myself mentally, feeling my best, looking my best, and knowing that I am worth this. This person in the mirror is worth this. I can do this. That yoga girl or that pajama girl, she kind of just seems a little lazy and just kind of doing whatever it takes to get the job done. But to present myself in a better way and to look in the mirror and be more confident, it's going to show in my work. When I present the business opportunity, or I present the information about the company and the products, if I do it in a more confident way, people are going to be more willing to listen, and they're going to be more willing to want to be that. But if I'm lazy with it, or present myself in a lazy way, then, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted, but then they're going to feel that way as well. They're going to say, yes, you may. Yes, you may. They're going to see that, and they're going to think, oh, it's not that much. You know, she's not really into it. Look at her. She's just doing it to fill up time, you know, whatever. So presenting myself in a more professional manner and believing in myself in a professional way, thinking that I am worth this business opportunity. She said that she gets up in the morning, she gets herself ready. She goes out and gets her cup of coffee away from the house. She comes back, and as soon as she opens that door, she's a CEO. She takes that time that she's allotted in her day for her company and presents it. She uses it. I'm sorry, I'm wasp everywhere. But she uses that time in a professional manner, and she works hard during that time. So that was the biggest thing for me. It was all about the way I thought about myself, the way I work my business as a CEO versus just a regular person just posting on Facebook. But this is an actual business for me, and a financial freedom avenue for my family. So that was huge for me. And then the biggest thing for me was seeing how much our company cares about us as individuals, and how much they allow God to come into this company. So I hope that helps, and I can't wait to see you all at the next convention.